Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Naughty Threads. Just in case you're watching this video for the first time, do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss on our future updates. So in today's video, I'm going to share on how to do this particular design using beads, and the tassel I have tied here is a double color tassel. I have been receiving a lot of messages asking how to get that neat finishing when we are working the double colored tassel. So that is the reason I thought I'll just share some tips and tricks with you guys. So watch this video till the end, and I'm sure at the end of the video you will definitely gain that confidence of getting this double colored kuchu with a very neat finishing. Now the material required to work this design is very little. We just need beads of two sizes. So here I have just taken a matte finish beads. You can use any beads of your choice, but they have to be two different sizes. And then we'll need some silk thread and needle. So I have taken 8 strands of silk thread, and I have inserted all those 8 strands in the needle. Just in case if the bead has smaller hole, then you will have to reduce the number of silk thread strands. Instead of 8, you can just work with either 5 or 6 strands. So now I'm starting off by piercing the needle from right side to the wrong side. Make sure the right side of the fabric or sari you're working is on the top. So the first step is to do a basic knot. So I have left about 6 to 7 inches long thread, and I am doing the first knot here. Now in case you're unable to place the knot using your fingers, take the help of the needle and pull it like this. Now here is the first knot. The second knot, or the distance between the two knots, will depend on the size of the big bead you're using in the design. So just place a bead like this so that you get to know how much distance is required. Once you know the distance from the second one onwards, you can continue working. So I'm doing the exact same thing like I did for the first knot. So whenever we are working these kind of kuchu designs, the knot has to be very neat. So take your time while placing the knots so that there are no loose strands. So here we have both the knots. So this is the first step you will be working till the end of the pallu. So once we are done with the first step, to insert the bead, I am taking this gear wire. I have folded it, and so I have folded it so that it looks like a V. So I'm going to add these threads in the V like this, so that it's very easy for us to insert the bead. And trust me guys, do try this method and I'm sure it will save a lot of time. So same way we'll insert the bead on the other side as well. So once we have both the beads, take the ends of both the thread bunches there and apply some glue, because now we'll have to insert that big bead. Roll the thread nicely so that it becomes sharp and it is easy for us to pass through the bead. So keep rolling for 3 to 4 seconds and then you can add the bead to into the thread. So one end of the thread goes from the left side and comes out in the right, and the other end of the thread goes in from right and comes from the left side. So this way the thread kind of crisscrosses into the bead. And now it is easy for us to insert the small bead because we have glued the ends. Insert the small bead, a single bead on both the sides, and then we'll add a big bead again like we just did. So if you want, you can also just till here. You can tie a knot, and above that knot you can add your tassel, but here I'm showing you a double beaded design. So do the exact same thing like we did for the other big bead. Pull the thread, and again we'll add 2 small beads in the end. So once you have these small beads in the thread, make sure it is neat, make sure there are no loose loops like this, and then we'll place our final knot. So pull it tight and then place your final knot, but make sure the knot is placed in the center, because if the knot is towards one side, once you tie the tassel will not be straight but it look cross. So these are the small tips you can follow when you're working these kind of designs. So here we have our final knot. Now let's see how to do the double colored kuchu. So I've taken 2 strands of zari in the needle like always, and here I have 50 strands in red and 50 strands in blue. Just in case you want the bunch to be thicker, you can add, instead of 50 you can take 60 or 70. And I have glued the ends, and before tying the bunch I have also ironed these bunches using a hair straightener. Make sure to glue both these colors separately, and while you are passing it through the above the knot, make sure they are not close. Place them away from each other like this, and also put your finger in between both the thread bunches so that the strands don't get mixed. So insert it like this, just above the knot. Do not apply too much pressure because the knot might become loose. Very carefully you will have to pull and make sure the finger is separating both the colors. So following this method will give you that exact division of both the colors, and once you tie using zari, the thread bunch will look really neat. So here I am using 2 strands of zari to tie the tassel. I'm going to make 3 round knots like this, like loop it around the bunch and pass the needle through the loop, and repeat it 2 more times. So once we have 3 knots, I'm going to pass the needle from below the zari like this and trim off the extra. Now the length of the kuchu totally depends on your choice. If you want baby kuchu, you can keep it really short. I generally keep it like this long until my index finger, the first line of my index finger. That's my regular length. And the distance between the kuchus also is totally up to you. If you want it to be very close, you can place them at closer distance, or at 1 finger distance. So this is how you will have to trim it in case it doesn't come out neatly in the first go. Spread the bunch nicely like this, like flatten it, and then trim off the extra threads. So now you know how easy it is to work this double colored kuchu. It does not take long time, I think, but it needs a little bit of practice, so do give it a try on a rough piece of cloth before you work on an actual fabric. So here's the finished look, and yeah, I guess that's all in this video. In case you guys have any doubts, do comment below, and if you have any requests, my WhatsApp number is given in the description box. You can send across the pictures, and yeah, lot of recent work that is done is updated on my blog, so visit knottythreads.net, and don't forget to subscribe to my vlog channel, that is Kanika Reddy Vlogs. So I guess that's all in today's video. I shall see you guys very soon. Until then, take care guys. Bye bye.